Innocent, the book I am here to talk about, which was published in May, is the book that I said I would never write. Presumed Innocent was like a lightning strike for me. I had spent many years, as I recount, in 1970, I was somebody who wanted to be a published author of fiction. And by the time 1986 rolled around, I had still never published a novel, despite many, many attempts. And then all of a sudden, this book came out. It was bought by the movies, a number of publishers, as it happened, that chased after the manuscript. And the book, seemed to justify everybody's faith in it, and performed wonderfully both in the United States and around the world. And at that point, the clamor began for a sequel to Presumed Innocent. And I swore in response to that I was never going to do that. I would never write a sequel to Presumed Innocent. And I had a couple of reasons for saying that at that point. One was that I really did not want to try to compete with myself. In its own small way, in its own small place in time, Presumed Innocent was kind of a path-breaking book in the sense that it talked about lawyers in a slightly different fashion than they'd been talked about in fiction before. And, you can't step in the same stream twice, and whatever was inventive about that book couldn't be invented a second time. So I knew that the inevitable comparisons would damn whatever came next. And more important to me was that I really did not want to box myself in as an author. And I knew that if I wrote another novel about Rusty Sabich in Rusty Sabich's voice, that I would be sort of tying myself to that for all eternity, and that if I was going to try to do other things as a writer and as a novelist, that I had to start doing them then. And so, I've written a number of novels now, all of them set in the milieu of the law, but otherwise, different in their approach, even though they're all set in, my fictional Kindle County, and the books in whole or in part. And the last of those books, which was basically a historical novel called Ordinary Heroes, set during World War II, came out in 2005. And this was a book that drew itself from stories of my father's, some of them true, some of them untrue. But it had ended up being an immensely personal book. And when I finished it, I found myself somewhat stuck